So Sami Zayn is our new US champion, and it seems like a lot of people online are really not happy about this decision. So yeah, just gonna basically give my thoughts here on all of that. So yeah, I personally really enjoyed the match between Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. I did like the storytelling element of this, but kind of like I felt had been missing in wrestling for or in WWE for some time. So it felt like a lot of the storytelling in the matches was just basically linked to the feuds that they were basically telling. So I kind of liked the fact that we got some storytelling during the match here that kind of like went beyond any feud. But yeah, so I personally really liked the match here. When you have Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes in the same ring together, just like Carmelo and Ilya Dragunov, you know that you're going to get a stellar performance from both of these guys. So yeah, I really liked the match. I thought it was actually the match of the night, and it's kind of like as maybe a little bit of a byproduct of that. I kind of like was fine with the result. However, like yeah, there has been quite a bit of a backlash online. Maybe this was a tone deaf decision by WWE. So yeah, to kind of like get into that, like despite me really liking it, I do understand like some of the criticism. So because as much as I was okay with the result, yeah, there was this niggling thing at the back of my mind where it was like, cool, I want Sami Zayn to be at WrestleMania, okay, but yeah, I don't want him to be at WrestleMania at the expense of Carmelo Hayes. And I think that that's sort of like is a big part of like what all of this kind of like fallout is about. That it seems to be like that basically Carmelo Hayes is, lack of a better term, essentially being screwed over for the sake of Sami Zayn. And I personally don't really believe that. Look, I think there's a risk of that, but I don't think that we're necessarily, this is meaning that Carmelo Hayes is missing out on WrestleMania. And I'm not sure how confident I felt of Carmelo Hayes' chances again on WrestleMania before this decision was made. So yeah, to kind of like elaborate on that, I don't think that, so obviously, Sami Zayn picked up a win here after Trick Williams basically intervened, and went to hit Sami Zayn, but hit Carmelo Hayes, leading for Sami Zayn to pick up a win. Sami Zayn is not going to complain about that because that's kind of ties into the story arc I would tell you with Sami Zayn, where he's not going to be this ultra white knight kind of good guy now. He's going to just do what it needs to be done in order to get the job done. So it kind of ties into that, but I do also think that it gives a reason for that they basically executed it in this way because it gives Carmelo a reason to actually have some beef with Trick Williams here, which we haven't had before. So I do think that a potential triple threat is on the table at WrestleMania. I think that before this match happened, I think you could have feasibly had Carmelo at WrestleMania and do all this open challenge stuff. I think that would have absolutely been fire on any PLE, but if you're doing that WrestleMania, your biggest PLE of the year, I think that an open challenge would be absolute fire. I think there would be a whole lot of intrigue in that, in basically where we are going to get this unannounced opponent at WrestleMania. I think that would have been really good. However, I don't think that WWE have really a strong record of actually pulling the trigger on that. So that would kind of like make me doubt what Carmelo Hayes' chances again on the WrestleMania card were before this. So this result doesn't really kind of like, for me personally, feel like that affect what I feel Carmelo Hayes' chances of getting on the WrestleMania card are. I totally understand also the criticism here that it felt like a bit of a maybe an unnecessary thing because Sami Zayn and Trick Williams already had a sort of a build that was completely independent from this US title, so it felt like kind of really unnecessary. I do kind of like agree with that. I do think that if you have, I do think that obviously we'll have to wait and see, but I do think that if it turns out that we don't get a triple threat here, I think if Carmelo Hayes does miss out on WrestleMania, then that will taint how I feel in hindsight about this match and about this result. It will mean that I will kind of double down a little bit on how I feel about it because yeah, like I said, I'm kind of like I'm fine with Sami Zayn being the US champion. I'm happy that we're getting Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, but yeah, obviously I don't want all that at the expense of Carmelo Hayes not getting on WrestleMania because I think absolutely he deserves to be on the card as well. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, those are just kind of like my thoughts on it, and yeah, so yeah, I'll be really intrigued to hear what your thoughts are as well. So yeah, feel free to drop a comment down below on what your thoughts are, and yeah, as always, yeah. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be doing a lot more wrestling content up on this channel, so I'll be looking to do Raw reviews here, SmackDown reviews, NXT reviews, maybe so like sprinkling of AEW stuff as well. So yeah, absolutely, if you are we will be talking about I will be talking about my journey and like health and being more interested in health, fitness, nutrition as well, because that's been really important to me since becoming a dad in my 40s, so there will be that as well, and there will be little kind of like sprinklings of like other sports analysis on this channel as well. I'll be doing some like boxing, I'll be doing some football or soccer for any American viewers. So yeah, if you're interested in your health, fitness, your nutrition, or you just want to see more wrestling content or sports analysis, if any of those or all of those things are your thing, then absolutely hit that bell for notifications. Please like and subscribe, because I'm absolutely confident that you are going to enjoy this channel, because we will be bringing a lot of other content surrounding those things right to you. So yeah, thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video once again, and as always, I will see you guys on the next video. You guys take care.